Welcome back, everyone. It's Showthon 'em Up, and in this video, I'm going to be going over our waiver wire pickups for week number 2. There's a lot of players on this list that are widely available across a lot of leagues out there, and they can be that difference maker that helps you win this season. Let's get right into it. Starting off with the quarterbacks, we have Teddy Bridgewater and Taylor Heinicke. Both of these guys are widely available in a lot of leagues out there. Teddy Bridgewater, 5% owned, and Taylor Heinicke, 2% owned. Taylor Heinicke is getting the start this week after Ryan Fitzpatrick suffered a hip injury, landing him on the IR. The Washington football team said he'll be out at least 8 weeks. So Taylor Heinicke will be QB number 1, and he has great opportunity this week in a matchup against the New York Giants. Teddy Bridgewater this week is going up against the Jacksonville Jaguars, who was atrocious this past week, and the Houston Texans, who was projected to be one of the worst teams in the league. Actually, they were projected to be the worst team in the league and came out and destroyed them. So Teddy Bridgewater and the Denver Broncos have a good opportunity to go out there and sling the ball. I really like these guys' matchup this week, and if you're streaming a quarterback, one of these guys are definitely the way to go. Next up, we have our running backs, Elijah Mitchell and Mark Ingram. Elijah Mitchell has a great opportunity after Raheem Mostert suffered a knee injury, ending his 2021 season. Elijah Mitchell in last week's game had 19 carries for 104 yards and a touchdown. I know the 49ers plan on working in Trey Sermon, but I believe over the next couple of weeks, Elijah Mitchell is going to be the lead back, and he has a lot of opportunities. He's a must pick up, and he's available in your league. If he's not, kudos to the guy that picked him up, but he's most likely available, and he's our number 1 waiver wire ad of the week. And surprisingly, making our list, Mark Ingram. Mark Ingram had 26 touches last week for 85 yards and a touchdown. You heard me right. He had 26 touches. I couldn't believe it when I saw with the Houston Texans having a crowded backfield with David Johnson and Philip Lindsay. I mean, I couldn't have predicted this. And yes, it definitely could have been great game script. The Houston Texans were up against the Jaguars throughout the entire game, so that could have played a factor into it. But if Mark Ingram continues that kind of production, you're going to want to have him on your team. So you can throw him on your bench, stash him, and if it works out and he maintains that production, you have a solid backup for your running back just in case they go down, or when bye weeks start up, you can plug them in and have some confidence. But like I said, throw him on your bench, monitor it, and if it works out, then cool. If not, in the next couple of weeks, you see that he's only getting 5 carries or whatever, then you can easily drop him and pick someone else up. And next up, we have our wide receivers. We have Zack Pascal and Nelson Aguilar. Zack Pascal has a great opportunity with T.Y. Hilton's sideline with a neck injury for at least another 5 weeks, if not longer. Zack Pascal had 5 targets for 43 yards and 2 touchdowns last week. He is 3% owned across leagues out there, so he's likely available in your league, and I feel like he's a great pickup this week. Look, it's between him, Paris Campbell, or Michael Pittman that's going to be getting those targets, and there's a lot of targets available, and I believe Zack Pascal is the one that I feel most comfortable with, but Paris Campbell also throws an argument because he has that same opportunity. So, like I said, I lean towards Zack Pascal, but Paris Campbell is also an option as well. And we have Nelson Aguilar. Nelson Aguilar had 7 targets last week for 72 yards and a touchdown. He's 33% owned across leagues, and he's likely available in your league. Nelson Aguilar is on a team where there isn't really an established number 1. There's Jacoby Myers, who gets a lot of the targets, and Jonnu Smith, but I believe Nelson Aguilar has a great opportunity to continue to receive this kind of production throughout the season. And if he's available in your league, he's a great pickup to stash on your bench just in case one of your wide receivers go down, or once bye weeks start up, you can start him with some confidence and feel pretty good about it. Next, we have our tight ends, Jared Cook, Juwan Johnson, and Gerald Everett. At the top of the list, Jared Cook last week had 8 targets for 56 yards, only catching 5 of those 8 targets. He only had 8 fantasy points in full PPR, But if he was able to catch all 8 targets and got into the end zone, he would have been a great fantasy play, having anywhere from 12 to 14 points, making him a great tight end play. If you're streaming tight ends, I really like Jared Cook because, look, if he's going to get 8 targets every week, which is likely on a team that passes a ton, then I really like having someone that has those kind of opportunities. And that's why I have Jared Cook on this list. Next on the list, we have tight end for the New Orleans Saints, Juwan Johnson. Juwan Johnson had 3 targets for 21 yards and 2 touchdowns last week. The New Orleans Saints are dealing with injuries at the receiver position with Traquan Smith and Michael Thomas out of the lineup. This means that there's a lot of targets to go around, and they are spreading them around, and there's not a defined number 1 target on the Saints. So I really like the opportunity for Juwan Johnson, being that Jameis Winston is a gunslinger. Wait until the Saints get into a game where they're from behind and they have to come back and they have to throw the ball. I believe Juwan Johnson is someone that they like, being that they targeted him twice in the red zone and he got a touchdown both times. So I really like Juwan Johnson and his opportunities. And last on the list, we have tight end for the Seattle Seahawks, Gerald Everett. Gerald Everett had 2 targets for 20 yards and a touchdown last week against the Indianapolis Colts. I really like his opportunity on Seattle, being that Russell Wilson is his quarterback and Russell Wilson likes his tight ends. Wait until Russell Wilson's in a situation where he's coming from behind. He's going to be able to utilize Everett and his abilities and his explosive plays that we've seen in the past, like when he was on the Rams. So I like putting him on my radar. He's not on the top of my list, but he's definitely someone that I like to have in the back, maybe on my roster, or even just watching him and watching his availability, just in case I need a quick tight end real quick. I feel comfortable sliding Gerald Everett into my lineup. At last, we have our defensive plays of the week, the New Orleans Saints and Cleveland Browns. Both of these teams have great matchups this week. The New Orleans Saints taking on the Carolina Panthers and the Cleveland Browns taking on the Houston Texans. Now, the Cleveland Browns are 60% owned across leagues, so there's a chance that they're not available in your league, but double check, because if they are, you should definitely scoop them up this week. And the New Orleans Saints are only 30% owned. Now, I don't know if you saw their game against the Green Bay Packers last week, but they only held Aaron Rodgers to 3 points. So if they're able to slow down Aaron Rodgers, then they should be able to slow down anyone. Now, I know Marshawn Lattimore did undergo some surgery on his thumb, I believe. He had a chip in his thumb or something along those lines. So he probably will be out this week, but he's not the only one on the defense making plays. So I really like the Saints in their matchup against the Carolina Panthers and the Cleveland Browns matchup against the Houston Texans this week. And that's going to do it for us today. If you liked the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so you know when new videos like this go live. We're going to be doing these videos every single week, so you definitely don't want to miss it. And as always, don't forget, line them up!